Alex Hales brought an end to an England career full of achievement but also controversy when he announced his international retirement on Friday. Hales, 34, had been considering the move ever since his triumphant return to the England 2020 team for the World Cup in Australia last year and will now return full-time to the franchise circuit. It is a sign of the changing times in cricket that Hales has cut short an England return that came after 3 years in exile when he could have looked forward to being part of the defence of the T20 crown in the Caribbean next June. But it is no great surprise. The Nottinghamshire batsman opted out of England's T20 series in Bangladesh earlier this year, and was set to request also missing the home series against New Zealand next month in order to take up a deal in the Caribbean Premier League. That brought matters to a head, with Hales deciding the time is right to retire in the knowledge that, like Stuart Broad, he has gone out on the highest of highs, being part of the England team that defeated Pakistan in Melbourne in October to win the T20 World Cup. It has been an absolute privilege to have represented my country on 156 occasions across all 3 formats, said Hales in a statement. I've made some memories and friendships to last a lifetime and I feel now is the right time to move on. Throughout my time in an England shirt I've experienced some of the highest highs as well as some of the lowest lows. It has been an incredible journey and I feel very content that my last game for England was winning a World Cup final. Those highs included a record-breaking 171 in a one-day international against Pakistan in 2016, on his home ground of Trent Bridge when he looked certain to feature at the top of the order, alongside Jason Roy in England's 2019 World Cup campaign. But he had become a squad player by the time he experienced the lowest of those lows and was jettisoned by captain Eoin Morgan, citing a complete breakdown of trust on the eve of the triumphant 2019 tournament when it emerged in a newspaper he had failed a second test for recreational drug use. It looked as though Hales would never play for his country again, particularly while Morgan was still in charge. But his surprise recall came when Johnny Bairstow badly broke his leg late last summer and Hales earned a call-up for an England side now led by Josh Butler. Hales played a full part in England's World Cup win, most particularly when he made a magnificent 86 not out in the 10-wicket thrashing of India in the semi-final in Adelaide. It was to be his last major contribution in an England shirt. Hales being dismissed second ball in a final. England went on to win narrowly at the MCG by 5 wickets. Hales will be remembered as much for those downs as his ups. If there was trouble around during his time with England he never seemed very far from it, notably when he was involved in the fracas at Bristol that led to the arrest of Ben Stokes. His relationship with the now England Test captain and several of his teammates never fully recovered from the part he played in that. But Hales retires as a significant white ball player who had a crack at Test cricket with mixed results and a player who can continue to be a major figure in the various franchise competitions, as well as the T20 Blast and the 100, that are taking over world cricket. Most importantly for Hales, he gained his vindication in Australia for missing out on that famous 2019 50-over win over New Zealand at Lord's.